Mm. Hello, how is the sound? How is the sound? How is the sound, everybody?
Stop it.
Oh, it's rained. It's just stopped raining. Well, it stopped raining about half an hour ago, so we're really taking advantage. I was going to try and do a later live stream today, but because the weather's been so unpredictable, we're in. Who's in? G'day, everyone. Say hello. Do the sound check for me, someone. Just make sure it's all good.
Shall I check? Shall I check?
No, somebody can check. Somebody will check for us. Otherwise, Michelle has to do the audio on her phone.
And then you'll hear it.
And then otherwise, Michelle has to do the audio on her phone. Otherwise, Michelle has to do the audio on her phone. And we get a lot of that going on.
We do.
So, what a night. What a fantastic night. What a terrible night. Here's the story. Oh, I've got to do some thank yous. Let me do that right at the beginning, Michelle. Okay. I've got to do some thank yous. We have some PayPal me payments come through and a couple of new Patreons. So if I can just quickly say, whoops, Michelle, you put up the keyboard. So two new patrons, Leora Oplinger, I think I've pronounced that right, Leora, and Elizabeth Fairs. Thank you very much for joining us on Patreon. PayPal donations just come through. Angela Moore, thank you, sweetheart. That's absolutely lovely. Scott and Joe Cruz, thank you. Amanda Bart, thank you. And Sally and Amy from yesterday, thank you very much. It means a hell of a lot to us. And that was really nice to get on this damp, wet morning. Anybody wants to send us anything for you know, I don't know, maybe just for fits and giggles, it's paypal.me, so paypal.me, and then /thanks Steve, 2 S's, if you want to, not to worry. And the links actually, if you want to just click on it, is below this video. Let's get on with things. Thank you, all of you. It's great. I saw some comments come through, Michelle, so we shall see who's in. G'day. Look where we are. It's beautiful here. Look at this. Look at this. Look. Let me turn the camera around for you for a moment. Look at our view. And up there, those lovely houses up there on the hillside. Very nice. I could probably leave you looking at that for a while, but you probably want to see just how gorgeous Michelle and I look this morning.
So Gordon says hi guys, Susan Head says hi Steve and Michelle, Adriana says hi, Michael says hi,
Let me coffee.
Morris says hi.
Hello all of you.
Hi.
And what a day. Where to begin? Well, last night Michelle and I'll tell you a little story. Last night, Michelle and I did our usual stealth camping. We're almost like invisibility cloak, you know, something out of Harry Potter, or possibly, you know, stealth cloaking from the Jedi. What is it, Star Wars? So we're sat in a field, we're in a farmer's field, and we're trying to be not there. You know, and we couldn't see a house nearby, so we were sat in the field waiting for dusk to come, and suddenly I noticed a couple looking over the hedge at us, and I'm thinking, oh, it's a bit strange. So they're looking over the hedge.
We're in full view.
They're right at us, and we thought, oh, so they come around the hedge and come through a gate and start walking towards us, and we thought, oh no, here we go. We're going to get the usual sort of like, you're going to spread your tent in crap or something.
But the gate was open. This is the reason we went into this field.
The field was open.
It was
but that rule doesn't kind of apply in the UK. You've got to, we were trying to be stealthy and quiet, and this lovely couple came over to us, and they said, you know, started talking to us, and it was his land, belonged to his family, and he said, well, you don't want to camp out here. He said, it's very wet and windy. You come and camp in our garden. So he called us in, he says, and I'll make you a cup of tea. He said, do you want a cup of tea? So we went over the field, crossed over the field, went into their garden. They let us set up in the garden. Philip and Tara, lovely couple.
Lovely.
Then came out with a big mug of tea and a coffee for Michelle. I decided to have tea. And is the sound all right? I'm sure. Is everyone getting this story?
So.
I'm not telling it again. And then he came out with a lovely big mug of hot brew, and we were virtually set up. It takes us about 3 minutes to put the tent up. And he said, we'd like you to come in and have some tea with us, have dinner with us. And we're getting fish and chips, so we'd like you to come in and join us. And we were just absolutely beside ourselves. It was just so charming and so sweet. And we went in and we sat with the family. The daughter was there as well, Erin. She was a beautiful girl. Farmers. Erin came back. She'd been out on a pony and out riding, and she came back lovely. Actually, not a pony. It was a horse, Appalachian horse.
And 2 cute dogs.
Lovely little dogs. And I always have. I've said this before to some of you, I always have little dog treats in my pocket, so if I meet dogs when I'm walking, I can give them a dog treat. I have these little chews at the moment, so the 2 dogs got into my pockets. They were trying to get their noses in my pockets, so we finished off the treats with the dogs, which was cool. And I've got no treats left now.
No. George had them all.
Little George had them all. We had fish and chips. I had a beer. With Philip, we sat there and had a little chat and chinwagged and talked about the world and what was going on.
We had a late night, didn't we?
Had a late night. It was nearly 8 o'clock, and the 2 of us went out, dirty late night stoppers that we are, 8 o'clock in the night. God, dear, it's a wonder we could sleep. And we went back to our tent and had a sleep. Now, we didn't see them in the morning because they were off to work.
They go to work very early.
So
they work early, but they go to work very early.
We get up at light. They're already at work. So yeah.
But it rained.
But it rained like, oh Lordy, it rained and it rained and it rained and it rained. We woke up this morning, we had to pack up in the rain. You might have seen some of my Instagram posts about it. So we packed up in the rain.
So Keith says, morning you two, haha, not the usual, get off my land then.
No, quite the opposite.
We were waiting for it, but
we were waiting for it. We didn't. So funny. So
Elizabeth said, stop drizzling for you guys. Thank goodness you must be feeling more optimistic.
Well, we're actually under a cover as well. We're at the RNLI, the Royal National Lifeboat Institute offices, but they're closed, obviously. You can hear the gulls.
Yeah. So Chris Garton says, hi guys. Gordon
G'day,
says
Chris.
The sound is good.
Thank
Susan
you, Gordon.
said the sound is fine.
Beautiful.
Star says hello. And Gordon said some nice farmers about.
There are some lovely. We've met some good ones. I've had some real stroppy ones, but we've had the good ones have always been very good. So that was a real pleasure. We walked today on my app. I've got an app called something like QT Weather or something like that. I'm not sure quite what it's called. It's meant to be really accurate. But actually, both it and Google have told me for the last 2 days, no rain.
No rain.
And all we've had is rain. So we walked all the way across England, basically from the north of England to the south, because basically on the stretch that comes out from Cornwall, there's like a boot, almost like an Italian boot. And we walked from the top down to the bottom to Penzance. We're now in a little suburb of Penzance, but it rained and it rained and it blew and it winded. It was just horrible. And we
head down and just
we went into Penzance town centre, and it was just too wet. We couldn't get anything done. And I walked along the coast. They're doing all construction renewals of the boulevard or something. So we walked along, and we've come to a little suburb, a little end suburb called Newlyn.
Yes.
And that's where we are at the moment, at the Newlyn RNLI. Anybody want to come down here and give us a bucket of chips? Don't actually. We've got.
Mandy says, looking good, guys. And Gordon says, I've been watching your Bali videos, and wow, you two have lost a lot of weight. Thank you, Gordon.
I don't know whether that's good or not.
That's why I'm laughing. But we're that big in Bali.
Thank you, Gordon. So
Sally says, hi, Steve and Michelle. Hi,
thank you, Sally, again. Thank you for the PayPal. That was lovely. Amy and Sally, you're always great, always wonderful to us. And I know it's the first time you tried it. It did work. Well done. So
Donna says, hi, guys, nearly there.
Nearly there. One more day, and we'd definitely be finished tomorrow. If anyone is in a part of the world where they can't catch this live, Tomorrow, I'm guessing around about maybe 11 o'clock or so.
11:30, I reckon.
Yeah.
Which is, this was went at 1. So,
UK time.
yeah, 2 to 1.5 hours earlier than this.
We should be able to
I reckon.
finish and do the live stream, the finale, the end. And I probably will be quite emotional, I got a feeling. 'Cause I had a little chat earlier on as I was walking along, chat to my mother in Australia. And even talking about it then, I get sort of emotional. I'm a bit of a wet weekend when it comes to that sort of stuff. I do cry at Bambi and all that stuff. And Michelle nudges me in the side and says, grow up.
So Patient Strong, who is Mark at Hale, says, good day, Steve and Michelle, well done, you guys. The good news is you'll be running out of twisting narrow roads.
Is that Mark who told me the weather was going to be lovely all the way through Hale?
Land's End beckons, you both deserve a medal. Well, the weather's okay now, Mark.
Mark, I don't know when I might have seen your message a bit late, but I saw a message from a Mark, and he said, "Oh, the weather, how lovely the weather was," and I thought, "Well, that's."
We haven't had
As I
any
tried
good
to
weather
I tried to
before.
wipe the rain off the screen of my my phone. It's been harsh.
I think we've just had a cloud of rain over us the whole time. I think it's just been over the top.
I mean, look at this. I'll just unplug the power for a moment so I can just give you a little beautiful look round. Here we are. Look.
Saying that you're in the right place for fish with your chips.
Oh, there's loads of there's a fish just over here. Just over here. This is a fish harbour, and there's a fish market, but it's all closed off at the moment. But look at this, and a little tiny bit of blue sky. Can you see that? How exciting is that?
Sun's up there somewhere.
Looking very nice. Just touch the sky, make the sky our focus. Anyway.
Val MB says hello.
Good day, Val.
And Chris Garvey said, did you get a real Cornish pasty?
There's a story behind that today. Who's asking that, Chris?
Chris.
I'm going to be honest. Oh, am I going to be able to plug that back in? I'm a bit of a... I make Cornish pasties, so I know exactly what goes into them. A little bit of pastry, a little bit of potato, occasionally a bit of meat, and some black pepper and a little bit of seasoning. So when we got to Cornwall, I said to Michelle, we must have a Cornish pasty in Cornwall, and we probably will still. But I went into the shops nearby. Now, Mark, you may be able to attest to this, so you live nearby. They want £4.50 for a pasty the size of a, I don't know, they're not that big, £4.50, or £4.95, and I said to Michelle, that's £10, that's $20 for a Cornish pasty. The cheapest food, it's got to be one of the cheapest food. And I thought, well, I like a pasty, but not that much, because you can go in the co-op next door and get a Ginster's pasty for £1. So at the moment, I'm being a bit of a tightwad. I'm refusing to separate my wallet with $20 Australian for a Cornish pasty. I know I should, but something, I don't know where they get up with the idea. You know, £4.50. What is that in? That's something like, so that's close to, I don't know how much that is in US. I just think it's expensive for a pasty. You know, you look, they weren't that big, and one of the other shops was doing 2 for £5, but they were really small. So no,
so
I haven't had a.
Says,
they
got
sorry.
protected status from the EU on the real pasties, so I think they used as an excuse to crank up the price.
But a Cornish pasty, to be honest, is a cheap.
$7.
Cheap.
Said Michael.
For one, yeah.
Yeah, US dollars.
It's a cheap food. It's like it's a little bit of pastry wrapped round the most cheapest of ingredients.
Yes, here Mark says, we think the same, Steve, too expensive. My auntie made our Cornish pasties. Philip makes delicious traditional Cornish pasties. They are the best.
Well, look, I can make a pasty. I reckon I was thinking about this because I do. This is the sort of nonsense that goes through my head. I think the contents to make a Cornish pasty is somewhere between sort of 30 and 40 pence. So if they're making Cornish pasties between 30 and 40 pence and selling them at £4.50, somebody's making a way too much money. And I do think it's clearly it's a staple, isn't it? Anywhere you go where it's the famous thing, people tend to ride it for as much as they can. So no, I haven't had the answer to that. I have had Ginsters.
Yeah, someone's saying,
pasties.
Hang on. Keith is saying, Ginsters ain't pasties.
Ginsters.
Grinstead is Ginsters.
But you know what? I've had pasties before from from so-called pasty shops, and I never find them. They're never going to be superb, so I don't want to pay a lot of money for them. I'd pay £3 for a pasty, but £4.95 I thought was too much.
Dana Godfrey says, well done, you should be proud of yourself.
Yes, I know, Dana, and anyone that pays £4.95 for a pasty should be ashamed of themselves. Don't take me too seriously, but thank you, Dana. We are really, yeah. I don't know. It's still not quite sinking in. Tomorrow will be the big day, and
tomorrow will be the last day we get up and say, what should we do today?
Yeah, tomorrow.
And it's not going to rain.
That's what your app says. That's
what my app, 2 of my apps said it's not going to rain.
There's a lot of cloud up there for not going to rain.
But then his app says that all the time.
So we will be in Land's End tomorrow, and when we get there, we then got to work out a way to get back. We're going up to see our good friend Rick.
Yes, because that's what Mandy says. Will you stay with UK pals for Christmas? Still working on it, Mandy.
We're working on it. We're not sure. It's looking tricky to get back to Australia, so we're working on it. But we'll head up to meet with Rick. So it'll be a combination probably of buses and maybe renting a car, or
we'll maybe have a look at that tonight, see if we can work out a way. Or tomorrow.
We did walk down the coast here. There's a bus station as we came down, and we spoke with one of the guys in the depot there to try and work out how the buses work from Land's End up to Truro, and he showed us a map. And there's 2 buses, I think. One would come here back to Penzance and then on to Truro. Truro is the nearest sizable town that would probably let us rent a car at a reasonable price. Never going to be a reasonable price, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that could be the option. Or
we're certainly not walking back.
We're not walking back.
No, not in this weather.
Maybe not.
Well, you'll be on your own.
We'll be glad to see the back of this walk. I'm sorry, that sounds so sort of, but we will be glad to see the back of this walk. We've walked and we've walked and we've walked, and our it's just the cold and the wet and the
weather. It's the weather more than anything. Mandy says, what about a National Express coach? Now somebody mentioned that today, so we're going to look into
somebody if you want to have a look, Mandy. Do they do a National Express from down this way? Maybe from Penzance to Swindon. See if you can find such a thing and drop me a message. I thought another person said to me they'd stopped running, but
so we
I don't know.
We will see. We don't know what's
that's the national buses, and that's like your Greyhound buses that run long distance. So yeah, we need to look. I never thought about it.
She says, "I'll look." Thank you, Mandy.
Thank you, Mandy. What's that big comment now?
I haven't got it. You're a bit faster than me.
I saw a big comment come up.
So Elizabeth said, here lobster is cheap from the fishermen. People have it for Christmas instead of turkey. But in the city, it's very expensive and fancy. Will it feel weird to not be walking every day?
Possibly. I don't know. It's hard to say what it will feel until we've done it. We've never. It just. I think it'll be quite a nice feeling not to have to get up and walk, but I think it'll take quite a while before our sleep pattern gets back onto some sort of normality. We talked about this when we set off from John O'Groats on the 21st of August this year. We sat on the benches at John O'Groats on a Saturday, and we didn't leave until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we still did about 5 hours walking. Maybe even, no, 5 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours walking. No, it was later than that. Anyway, we walked for some distance before we stopped. Now, 4 o'clock. If we're not pitched up and ready, the lights failing on us. So how far do you think? I mean, to be honest, if we didn't live stream now and we really hammered, we could probably finish this today. But we don't want to really arrive at Land's End at sundown.
We're going to have a bit of a leisurely afternoon.
You think it is. There's a big hill going out of this town.
I have noticed there's a big hill going out of this town.
It's a big hill.
So Mark says, my auntie always puts in plenty of turnip. That's going back to Cornish pasties, and it says you can get a bus day explorer ticket, which might be cheaper to get to Truro.
Yes, I think that's £9.99. That's what the guy said to me. That he said if you get he said you can get a 1-day ticket. I asked him about the prices as well, and I think then you can get on at Land's End and go you can go anywhere you want for the day. So yeah, we've done a bit of research just down here. Yeah. There's a really grumpy guy there as well. He's sort of when I walked up there, he looked at me like we were.
Oh, so
going on about
DJ Me says, "Don't wait for a bus. Remember John O'Groats." Well, Wick, wasn't it? Remember Wick?
Oh, yeah.
That one didn't come.
That one, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me of that highlight.
Well, no, we have checked. The buses are running tomorrow.
No, that's why, because the bus station here is just down on the coast here. So I'm supposing that we'd arrive there and leave from there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice
so
smell of salt air.
Wilson said, just looked on National Express, says no from Penzance to Swindon. Paid to that then, doesn't it?
Oh, well.
And Chris Garton says, are you eager to do any cooking, not for videos, but for yourselves? Yes.
Yes, for sure. If we have time, no, we will have time. Be nice to do a little bit of Christmas stuff, wouldn't it, before Christmas comes along? Yeah. Maybe do some videos. We'll see what we can do.
But no, just cooking for ourselves, cooking some nice food.
We
involve pastry.
We have had way too many handheld pies and pasties.
The salmon was nice in the hotel that we had, wasn't it? That was very nice.
The other day when I cooked it, that was really so delicious. Just have a little bit of poached salmon with some asparagus. That was so nice. Possibly one of the nicest things we've had till fish and chips last night with Philip and Tara, of course.
Mandy says reduce National Express timetable because of COVID. Yeah, I think it's.
We'll get back. Yeah. We'll get away.
I don't think we're sort of on the main sort of drag for National Express. I think it's too far west. And
there's nothing down here. It's sorry, Penzance, but because Penzance is quite a big town, isn't it?
Yeah.
Been walking along it for about an hour.
In the rain, but it has stopped now.
So,
have I got lots of thumbs up?
Thumbs up for Michelle, please.
Oh, come on, guys. I've got 11.
11. There's 47 of you watching, and you can't reach onto your phone and
you can be
tap
thumbs
it.
Down, I don't care.
You tap the phone, and then I think a little thumbs up. You might have to turn the phone sideways for a moment and just find the thumbs up button. Sometimes that works, or your iPad, or your whatever you're watching this on. Who's watching it? Tell me now. Who's watching this on a phone, and who's watching it on a laptop or otherwise? That'd be nice to know.
Susan said thumbs up already given. Thank you. Gordon
Thank you.
Said thumbs up.
Thank you, Gordon.
There's 50 of you watching now. Come on. iPad, iPhone, laptop.
Okay.
So that's Morris, Gordon, and Stephen.
Okay.
So that's 3 different things, 3 different devices.
Keep going. Let us know. We'll do a little survey.
iPad from Susan. Donna says phone. Dana says iPad.
Oh, okay. Quite a few iPads out there.
And where are you all, you see? This is the other question.
Don't mix it up. I want to do the iPad thing first.
Muting Society said laptop, I'm working from home.
Okay. Martin
Kine said on my smart fridge.
On you're watching us on your Smeg fridge.
Val MB says iPhone still in bed. And
turn it that way, hit the thumbs up. Turn it that way. I think that makes the picture go smaller for a moment, and you get the thumbs up just below. It's probably the easiest way to do it.
And Johannes Winkler says Pixel. You're one of our Patreons.
Oh yes, thank you. Welcome.
I recognise that name. Morris from Dorset. Keith is on a TV. Elizabeth is on a phone.
Do I look good on TV? Does my bum look big on TV, Keith? Who's Keith? Is it?
Yeah, Keith. Well, Keith Fennell and Max Sex Peeps. So I just called him Keith because it was shorter. Chris is on a laptop, don't like watching on the phone. And Skelchy said, I'm streaming to my smart TV.
Oh, does my bum look big on the TV? And
Mark says, on a PC in the kitchen here, we used to catch the National Express coach at Hale in the early morning to Plymouth for only £4.
Wow.
You don't want to go to Plymouth?
It's going to be expensive. I tried to look at the train. There is a train sort of, but whichever way you look at doing a train, it's going to be over £100, isn't it? £130 or something?
Price.
Just to get a train, which is ridiculous.
And it'll probably take us hours.
And okay, it's probably going to be similar to do a car rental, but at least we get to pick and choose where we.
Anne says, no, your bum doesn't look big, long.
Turn your telly on the side, Anne. Turn the telly on the side.
Oh, Keith says covering a wall. This is his TV. 65 inches of you both.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Sit up straight.
Yeah, I'm going to get one of those lenses to put on front of the camera to make it like a funny fun house, a fun house lens that sort of bends us. Yeah, so that's actually what we're doing. You know, we've got a little lens we put in front. We're just as big as when we set off from John O'Groats, but we got this little sort of mirror thing that makes me look tall and slim.
Gordon says, nice clear picture.
Probably. Oh, it's probably because the internet. Oh, my Wi-Fi is probably strong. I was going to say probably because we're not moving.
Yes.
If there was lots going on, it would probably be a bit juddery.
Yes, we've decided that moving doesn't work when you're walking along.
Moving.
Moving
doesn't work. Want to break free.
Along country lanes. No, moving along country lanes.
Okay.
All right.
That was pretty. We had. I don't know if any of you saw the interview we had on BBC Radio Somerset.
Yes.
Was it Somerset?
Yes. And Gloucester, but Somerset.
Yeah, and we had a real problem because that was in Dorset, wasn't it? We were in Dorset at the time. The second time.
We were in Devon.
We're in Devon.
Yeah.
Up and down, Devon, up and down. And we were right down the bottom of a down, and they were trying to call us. They had to call us at 9:15, and we're both trying to get up to the height of the hill so we could get reception.
We actually turned round, didn't we, and went back.
We went back on ourselves because it was slightly less distant.
Because we knew that there was
but
internet
it's
back up to the hill.
still really, that was really hard. It was firstly going backwards on yourself. That was miserable. And secondly, just going like the clappers up the hill to try and get reception so you can talk to them. And then I got to the top and hello, it's Steve on BBC Radio Somerset. And so I said, that was a bit, a little bit iffy.
So Eric Nathan said 99 Android and 1% cast to the television.
99% Android?
And 1% cast to the television.
Okay, that's the way you watch, partially, okay.
Okay.
So, now Michelle did ask, where are you from?
But, yes, but only one person answered.
Only one person, but that's because
Morris,
I told them not to.
You did. You do as you're told, you see. Now I'll ask again.
26
Where
thumbs
are you all
up.
from?
Turn your phone on, turn your TV on the side, press the thumbs up button. I don't know how you do that, Anne, on your television. I'm sure there's a way. 26 thumbs up at the moment, but 40 odd of you watching. Perth, WA. G'day, Perth.
Perth.
We like Perth, don't we?
Ballarat, Victoria, all the Aussies are in, look.
Oh, what are the Aussies doing? You should be in bed, guys.
Yeah.
Mind you, in Perth, I think Perth's probably Perth's about the same time as France, isn't it?
Not quite.
Partly west enough to be.
Keith says,
just
good luck,
below us.
guys. We'll watch you at the finish. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Perth, Western Australia, Old School and Pebbles Travels.
A lot of Perths in.
Susan says, I'm in bed. Nice and warm, but then it's warm in Australia anyway.
In bed, that's WA as well, is it?
Sally said mobile.
Oh, mobile, that's America, isn't it? Mobile, Alabama.
Mangan said Turkey, another lockdown starting this Friday. All Turkish lockdowns, very good.
Oh, good. Good. A Turkish delight.
Torbrook Mines, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Fancy. Come here with your fancy locations.
Old School and Pebbles Travels has said 29 p.m.
Right.
64 degrees. Sorry, guys.
I don't know what she's on about.
So,
she confuses me. I had to bring her all the way from John O'Groats. Couldn't get rid of her. I kept trying to speed up.
So Mark says you can save on train tickets if you break your journeys, Penzance to Plymouth, Plymouth to Exeter, etc. You can save quite a fair bit. You might like to try the cross-country website. Take care.
Okay.
Yep.
So do it in sections rather than in one big ticket.
Like hard work.
It does, but if it saves money, I don't mind. I could probably afford a pasty.
Angela Moore is in Llanfan, North Wales.
Llanfab.
Angela.
Hello, Angela. Thank you for your
Yes,
PayPal. We
PayPal.
said at the beginning, if any of you,
missed it.
I will just say again, actually, let me just open that up again, Michelle. So a quick thank you while Angela's in and a few others. New patrons, Leora Opplinger, thank you very much, and Elizabeth Fairs. And recent PayPal donations from Angela Moore, thank you, sweetheart. Scott and Joe Cruz, Amanda Bart, and Sally and Amy, thank you very much. And yeah, it's great. If anyone else gets the urge to chuck us any sort of money, it's paypal.me/thanks Steve.
I can put that in the comments.
You can type it into your Google thing. It comes up. Just type it in, type it in, or click the button below. Type it in. And we will put it to great use. Probably trying to get back to Rick's.
Yeah, someone said. Gordon said, "How many miles are you from Rick's?"
I don't know, Gordon. I don't know. What are you trying to think about us walking? Don't start that malarkey.
Eric Nathan said, "Beautiful Washington DC here." Dana says 9:30 here now. 9:29 p.m. is Old School and Pebbles Travels. I think the first bit didn't go, did it?
It did not.
Gordon said, "Morpeth, Northumberland."
Look at that. Morpeth, yes. Yes.
Well, I live in a tiny village called Mitford.
When he's not riding around on his Royal Enfield, that is.
He doesn't actually live in Morpeth, he lives in Mitford.
Yeah, I know.
Elizabeth says population about 400, not including livestock. Well, that's a very small place, isn't it?
I know. I've met Gordon. I've met him now. I know. I know. He's gonna tell me he doesn't have one. But I think he came whizzing past us on a Royal Enfield.
And Johanna says, "I had pasta with butter and salt. Really liked that."
Oh,
Cool.
nice.
And Susan says it's 12:25 a.m. and 23 degrees. Beautiful.
Oh, it's looking brighter. Can you see? There's a bit of sun coming.
We're just sitting a bit longer and we might get a nice walk this
We
afternoon.
got to get going soon.
Oh, okay. All right
We
then.
have to. We can't go much later.
Okay.
We've got that big hill to go up.
I know.
And then we've got, who knows after that. I just know that it's quite hilly still. So how long have we been going?
Mandy says, "Will you be slightly emotional when you've finished?"
I probably will. Was it Mandy?
Yeah.
I probably will, Mandy, because I've only got to think about it and I'll well up. So yes, I think it'll be quite mixed emotions. Quite looking forward to finishing it now. I think I said this the other day. My mother gave me this analogy, but I think it's a very good analogy. This walk has been a little bit like having a baby. To start with, it was exciting, and in the middle, it was just getting on with it, and towards the end, it's for crying out loud, just get this thing over. So that's where we're sort of like, we're thinking at the moment that the whole walk is, yeah, when we started it, it was exciting, and as we sort of got along all through the sort of middle section, it was just really getting on with it. There were stages when we really wanted just to give up, and now, really for the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's just been, I wish this was over. And that's not to say it hasn't been any pleasure at all, but this is not a walk that I would recommend.
Mandy says, "I'm emotional for you. It's such an achievement."
Thank you,
Val
Mandy.
said, "I will be a blubbering mess." And Johanna says, "Where are you? I can try to bring you where you want to."
Where are we?
Well, we will be at Land's End tomorrow.
We'll be at Land's End tomorrow. Land's End at
If
about...
anyone wants to come and pick us up, we need a lift to Swindon.
We might try that as well. We could probably try.
The Muting Society said, "I know you guys are playing it by ear with the current situation, but are there any other big projects in the pipeline for you both?" There's always big
Yes, there are. But for us to say them now would be silly, because we do tend to do what we're thinking about, but in this current climate, what we're thinking about doesn't always come off. So yes, there's some pretty exciting stuff that we're planning to do in 2021. Really exciting stuff.
Yeah,
But
we hope.
it probably could end up being just like this. We may be just stuck somewhere in Europe and walking, I don't know,
They
somewhere.
say that's what they like to hear. And Mark says, have you had a chance to tune into BBC Radio Cornwall? Lots of local info. They have a good phone-in programme.
No, I did. Rick, I think Rick just said to me that he'd spoken to somebody at BBC Radio Cornwall, and they wondered if they might give us a call, but they haven't called us yet. So it would have been nice to have got on there and had a little chat. But the problem is for us, you know, it's not with the power situation always. And I'm good on power at the moment. We've got loads of power. We'll get to the end with no issue. We're always very dubious about even watching any YouTube or doing anything because we run out of power so quickly, and you know, there's nowhere to recharge. Excuse me, I've got a bit of pasty just here.
How many are we? Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just need a small car and our backpacks.
So
yes, we've been on half an hour or 35 minutes.
Yes. Because Johannes actually was talking to me about the masa, weren't you, Johannes? I think you were talking to me about the masa. I think you found us through making Mexican masa, or nixtamalization of corn and things. So I was talking a couple of days ago to somebody about that as well. I can't remember where we were, talking about some of the other things that we do on our channel and how passionate we are about foods and things, and as we study as we go around the world. So I don't know where I'm going with that.
No, I don't know where you're going.
Save me. Do you know what? I think this Penzance would have looked so much more beautiful if the sun had been out. Oh, it's lovely. It's got lovely stony beaches. I love stone beaches. It's got sand as well, but nobody likes sand.
All the dogs are running on the sand. Looks really cool.
Oh, and we had an interesting thing, didn't we, today? I'm walking along, and there's I won't say an elderly lady, but she was a lady of a certain age, fallen down, hadn't she?
Yeah. She'd
fallen down on the beach, and
I could see two ladies trying to help her get up. I said,
two ladies trying to help her get up, and I saw a few guys, to be frank, who were closer than I was, who didn't seem to be making much of an effort. So I thought, oh God, she can't get up. So I went. I ran down with my backpack on, down the steps, down onto the beach, and there's this lady. She was just sort of all collapsed on the thing. She wasn't hurt. She's fine. And the two women were trying to get her up, and they couldn't get her up at all. And so I said, excuse me, my love. I said, I'll get behind you. I said, put my arms under her arms like that, and just pulled her up. And I thought, God, I've got the backpack on as well. I thought, she's heavy. I didn't say that. And I managed to get her up. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, it's just something that happened, right? So I managed to get her up, and she was so sweet, she was so lovely. Actually, everybody there was really sweet. No social distancing, none at all. She just couldn't get up, and it was all sort of kelp and beautiful big pebbles, but it was slippery, and she'd fallen, and she just couldn't get up. There was no way she was going to get up. So anyway, I managed to pull her up. The other two ladies, we steadied her, and then we got her back onto the steps, and then she went up the steps. We all had a laugh. To be honest, even she was having a giggle about it.
And she was fine, you know.
She was fine. She might have bruised her bum a bit on the fall, but Michelle and I stood and talked with her for a while at the top of the steps and said, you know, you're all right. I said, I've got some ibuprofen if you want, because, you know, you might get a bit of swelling. Michelle and I occasionally have to take something for our aching feet to make those last few hours. So that was interesting, wasn't it? That was quite a nice encounter in a way. Not that I liked the lady falling over, but it's the fact that it was quite a sweet encounter. But I was a little bit annoyed with some of the other guys that were within dog walkers and things that were there, and nobody went to assist her. I just find that really odd nowadays. Some people. So
Mark says well done, and Angela says well done. It's not easy to get someone up.
Thank you. No, she wasn't a skinny lady.
And Chadam says call in at Newlyn. It's beautiful.
Newlyn is here.
We are at Newlyn.
We are at Newlyn. Look, it is rather beautiful, and actually, it didn't look that beautiful, but now the sun's come out. There's a lovely smell of sort of salt air. Look, here's Michelle.
Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't see you. You were yawning, I know, but that's where we're sat, just in case you're wondering where we are, at the RNLI. And here, let me just walk along. We can hear all the gulls. I'm just going to give you a little look round just to see where we are. There was a harbour wall. Oh, well, was a harbour wall. There is a harbour wall just here. And earlier on, because the sea is so rough, the waves were breaking nearly sort of up to about here, maybe about 3 or 4 meters above the harbour wall. So it was pretty choppy. But I suspect that the whole, oh, look at that, Michelle.
I think it's all calmed down.
It's warm.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on my summer holidays. Everyone get down to Newland. It's gorgeous. Penzance. Sorry, I thought you were.
Without the sun.
Pardon me?
Angela says it looks gorgeous even without the sun.
Thank you, Angela. Me, she's talking about though, Michelle.
Gordon said
Look at that.
You should have been strong as an ox wearing that backpack.
Yeah, but I was carrying her and the backpack. I thought Penzance was really grey and miserable, but now actually I suspect if we went back down to, it's only a few hundred meters next to us. This area sort of joins on. Pardon me? No. So there's the lifeboats, and just the other side of that wall, is a lovely beach. Now I'm probably alone, or I might not be alone. Maybe some of you might concur with me. I like pebble beaches. I just love them. I prefer them to sand beaches. Not a big fan of sandy beaches, but pebbled stone beaches and beaches that you can go to and explore the rock pools. You know, that's the sort of beach that I like.
Mandy says train from Penzance to Swindon, Great Western Railway.
The Great Western Railway. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The Great. Is that what it's called?
I have to look into that.
The Great Western Railway. That sounds like something from America.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mark said, did you spot St Michael's Mount as you entered Penzance? It was blowing a gale.
No, we did.
Pouring down.
No, we did.
Oh, yes.
Is that the? Is it like the Tor? Oh, I'm not sure. That might have been the other town.
I don't think we saw much when we entered Penzance. It was just so cold and wet.
It was horrible.
Rock
The
pools
wind.
and sea caves are the best.
The wind along the coast was just hammering us the whole time, and it was. I know it's famous down here for its waves and surfing and things, but it just looked harsh and cold.
Yeah, the sun wasn't out and the rain was coming down. So Elizabeth, yeah, rock pools and sea caves are the best.
Yeah, I love. Where was that town we used to go to in France? Pornichet.
Yes.
Pornichet, a little place near Les Boules. Had lovely. You could go down. I suspect actually it'd be the same down on this beach here.
Yeah.
Go down and get winkles and cockles on the sand.
Starfish, didn't we? Got starfish.
Yeah, starfish. You're not allowed to take starfish from that beach,
I know,
by the way.
but I
It's
did.
illegal.
I did. I took 3. I still got
No,
them.
there's actually a sign up that says if you do that, they can arrest you. If you admit it on social media, they
social
can
media.
still retrospectively put you in prison.
Brenda says, morning Steve and Michelle, where are you now? Just logged on.
Brenda, we're in Penzance, just fairly central, only a few moments from the centre of Penzance. And we have had a really grim, wet morning, but it's gorgeous at the moment. I'm really excited. I want to go back down to Penzance and paddle in the sea.
Tomorrow. We'll be coming back here tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So we haven't got to go back. We can come
Tomorrow will be raining.
So Mark says, Great Western Railway, affectionately known as God's Wonderful Railway.
Ah, so it is the Great Western Railway.
Mandy says, I prefer pebble sand, gets everywhere. And Eric
Ooh.
said, did you ever collect pebbles from different beaches?
Yes.
I did. I was going to take one from here, but then I thought I'll carry it extra weight.
Yeah. We could have got a little.
I can get one tomorrow.
Yeah, you can get one tomorrow.
I
We
just
should
remembered
get a pebble from Penzance.
Yes.
The pebble from Penzance. I was going to title this video, by the way, "The Pilchard of Penzance," because actually I had a photograph down on the thing there, stood like a pilchard in my sort of water, and I wrote a thumbnail, "Pilchard from Penzance," on there, and then I realised I have to title the thumbnails second to last day or whatever, 2 days from Land's End. Yeah, so I had to change the thumbnail.
So
That would have been funny, wouldn't it?
so Brent says, seen any pirates? Ha ha.
I've seen a few Jolly Rogers. There's a few houses, not here. I don't think in Penzance. Although there was a shop that was all called the Pirates. The Pirates, it might have been a bar or a restaurant.
Yeah.
So yeah, It was funny in Penzance because we came through the town centre. We were supposed to walk along the waterfront, but we wanted to come in the town and see if you think there was just a woman in the middle of the town shouting things. There weren't many people there. She just said, "Go back! Don't you go down here! I told you before!" And I'm looking around, I'm thinking, who's she talking to? And there was nobody there. "G'day, mate. How are you?" Yeah. So I'm looking around and thought, what on earth is she shouting at? And she was just shouting.
Everybody.
Yeah, she was just shouting away.
So Old School and Pebbles says, I just had a look, you only have 9 miles left.
9 miles.
9 miles.
Like we say, we could probably do it. If the day was a bit longer, we could probably finish it today, but we're not going to. We're going to walk as far as our legs feel like walking today. And then we're just going to stop.
And then we'll find a nice camp spot. So Keith says Penzance to Swindon by bus, change at Plymouth, and then near Bristol, and then on to Swindon.
Say that again.
So Penzance to Swindon by bus is change at Plymouth, then near Bristol, and then on to Swindon.
Okay. All right.
Mandy says, are you camping tonight?
Yes, of course.
There's not a lot between
It's so
here and now,
exciting. It's so exciting. We're so looking forward to camping tonight.
Yes, go
It's a
camping
special.
tonight.
The tent is soaking.
It is. Actually, some of it's hung on the outside. It's
The outside is hung on the outside of my, because last night it was, well, not last night, but this morning it was dripping wet.
And that means the inside is going to be damp as well. Everything's going to be
So
damp.
it's not going to be a good night tonight, but it's going to be the last night.
Well, it
So
might be
it'll
right.
be.
If we get there early enough and it's not raining, it might blow dry.
Well, that fella just went down and put his little outboard off on his little boat.
Yeah. I've
Now
seen that flag. That's a Cornwall.
That's
flag.
a Cornwall flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a black. It's a white cross on a black. I think black or a dark grey.
It's black. It is black.
So he just came. I said hello to him because he came on his bike, and there he is. Just there you see, he's got the Cornish flag on the back there. And as Michelle rightfully said the other day, we're really kind of in Poldark country, aren't we? Here,
Yes,
we've
yes.
seen quite a lot of pump stations. I think they used to pump the water out of the mines and things. It's quite pretty.
Yeah.
Although when we first entered, was it Cornwall? When I thought it's just a sprawling metropolis of places, but that was near Truro, wasn't it? It was kind of like, it just, when we were a couple of days ago, we were near Truro. It just felt like just too much. The traffic was too much, but it's got a bit quieter as we've got down here, so that's quite nice.
So Keith says the flag of St. Piran.
St. Piran, is it?
There you go. Now we'll see
But
what
I think
they
it's also the Cornish, and the signs, the house signs here are all written in Cornish as well, which I think is, Mark, maybe one of you can tell me, is it Gaelic or Celtic?
can't remember.
But I know that Cornwall itself is one of the few areas, well, possibly the only area in England that speaks I'm going to say Gaelic, because it used to be that there also, Brittany in France also speaks and writes the same language. So maybe you just confirm that for me, one of you. That interesting fact that I don't even know that I've got right.
To be first.
Right, that sun isn't going to stay out
No,
much
it's not. I
longer.
was thinking
We're going to
it's
have to
getting
roll up.
chilly. Got to keep walking.
Celtic, is it?
Celtic. Okay, Susan said.
All right, Susan's
Okay.
Celts. So it's interesting because actually Brittany as well in France is Celtic, and the only other part of, I think, Europe that has the same sort of written and spoken language, I think, was Romania, if I remember from my history. Anyway, that's probably
so-
complete nonsense. Ignore that mundane nonsense statement.
So Susan Hurd said, oh, hang on, Welsh is also a Celtic language. Stephen says Celtic family of languages.
Yes.
Keith says you're in Kernow now, you know.
Yes, Kernow. Kernow is Cornwall. I think it's Celtic, isn't it, for Cornwall?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's is it Kernow or Kernove? Do they pronounce the W with a V or with an O? It's Kernow.
Yes, that's what he said.
And I think that is Celtic for Cornwall.
Okay.
I think. I'm probably wrong. Nobody's told me that. I've just seen it so many times written down on things that I've decided that's the case.
Eric says, will you sell off everything before you go back to Australia?
Everything.
How can I sell you?
Who will give me?
I said it first. first.
Yeah, who give me £3.86 for this lightly used Michelle?
Mandy says Euro car hire £83 per day, pickup car at Penzance train station.
But
but
what about the one-way drop-off
We only
fee?
want one way.
You've got to be able to.
Rena says late but made it. Woohoo! Hi Rena.
Rena. How are you?
She says we look great.
Rena, tomorrow will be a similar sort of time, I think, or maybe even a bit earlier.
Maybe a little bit earlier, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna
hour and a half, 2 hours earlier.
Yes.
We haven't got far to go tomorrow.
We haven't got too far to go, so tomorrow
Unless
will
it's
be
really
the final.
raining, and then we might have a really
So
slow
if you want
start.
to see me blubbering and sad and emotional for no reason other than, I don't know.
So Keith says Kerno, I believe. Is how he's Kerno.
Okay.
Yeah. Gordon said it went so quick for me watching your journey down 3 months. Like, quick for us, not so quick.
It is quick though. To think 3 months ago that
This is true.
Well, less than 3 months. We always thought this would take us 3 months. And on tomorrow is the 19th?
Yes.
The date.
Actually, so tomorrow will be the 90th day.
90th day. So.
But we've had a few days off.
Hit the thumbs up, by the way. See, there's still not enough there. We're going to do that for me. Once we calculate the number of days we've had off, rest days, where we either stayed with some lovely friends. Actually, I won't mistake if I say some of the lovely friends that we've stayed with. If I just mention everybody, or should we do that in another video afterwards? We'll do that in a video afterwards. I want to go through and just say all the people who
Forget somebody.
I won't, but we've only stopped at a few people's places and had a really nice rest. But we have had some rest days. For example, just the other day, we had a rest day when we decided, before this sort of last leg, that would be classed as a rest day. So we would write those days off. Yeah. So I think probably we've done it in closer to 80 days. Yeah. But that's a guess.
That's a guess.
Complete guess.
Oh, thank you, Rena.
But we have... Oh, thank you, Rena.
A cup of coffee. Yay.
Lovely lady. We have... managed to do it before the 21st of November, which was on my planned finishing day.
Yes. Well, 20th to be exact would have been the...
Don't start. I did 21st.
21st. All right.
Get complicated with me. 21 start, 21 finish.
You're absolutely
Don't start
right.
with this
absolutely
day
right.
before the last day of the...
Val says, hang on, Val MB says, I have to set my alarm tomorrow. What time? We reckon about 11:30.
11:30 English, British time, Cornwall time, so I think that's probably... Look at all the birds up there. Look, it's lovely.
Oh, Rena, you've done another one. Is that for 2 cups of coffee?
Oh, one for you as well.
No, the first one was for me.
Oh, yeah. Listen to the gulls. I love that sound.
So Brenda said, I might miss the stream then, so I congratulate you now.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you. But if you do get a chance, if you're sort of laying, in bed thinking, what can we do at 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever, you can come and watch us.
Carl Howard says, safest place to be, fresh air and wonderful memories. Thanks for sharing. Safe trip home. Love all your videos. Carl from Jersey.
Thank you, Carl. Jersey.
Jersey.
There's a place that I haven't been.
I have.
I know you went,
yeah.
Yeah. That's a couple of years ago now.
Of course, yeah, only about 3.
Jersey'd be nice to go, wouldn't it? Guernsey, yes. Jersey.
I haven't been to Guernsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do them all.
I love that part of France. Oh, it's winding everyone. I'm going to get into trouble. Going to get into trouble. Anyway.
We must get on.
We must get on.
Blue sky.
This blue sky. Do you want to see this just before I go? Have a look at what has presented itself to us. Now, look at that. Look at that.
So Mandy said, all the best for tomorrow's last leg. Love from Bonnie, Scotland.
Oh, thank you, Mandy.
Carl says, wish we were part of France. Hee hee.
And not part of Germany. Oh, I get so political, winding up the Jerseyans.
So Gordon says, catch you tomorrow, guys.
Thank you.
Mandy says, sun's out here as well.
This is the first sun. I was thinking, or I was prompted to think about it. Anyway, if it went sunny next week, I would be so annoyed. If we had a week of sunshine, I would be so angry.
Well, look at
Not
that picture
angry.
behind us. No, in the stream.
Yeah, oh, careful, out the way. That's the side. It's coming through. Hey. Yeah, well, you know how. As my mother said, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, what would you feel if it went really nice the day after? I said, not too happy, really, considering the fact that it's lovely up there now.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we could have had
It's
a week
blue.
of this, didn't we? Look at this.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
So nice. The flag's flying. Oh, beautiful. So Steve Burgess says, best of luck from Steve and Lottie in Virginia.
Thank you, Steve and Lottie. It is, look, it's picture postcard. Look at this. Look, blue skies there. The little houses on the hillside. Blue sky above us. Blue sky all the way around there. Look, the RNLI flag up there as well. It's absolutely beautiful. So, g'day guys. Hello. Oh, was that from...
Oh, Brenda, thank
Oh,
you.
Brenda, thank you, sweetheart. That's so nice. Thank you very much. And if any of you do get a chance to see us tomorrow, it will be a pleasure to have you there. It will be the last of the live streams from this walk. So, I don't know, really, what to say.
Yeah, we've got to work out what's happening next. Mandy says, see the sun's out, especially for you guys. I know, it could have come out a week ago.
Could have come out 3 months ago.
It's shown you what you're made of. Enjoy the sun.
Yeah.
So Val. Susan said, I'm looking forward to your live stream tomorrow. So am I.
Anyone want to join us for bed tonight? That's going to be a whole nother story as we sort of get our sodden wet tent out. Oh, it is wet, isn't it? Mind you, if we get it up, if we find a good spot tonight, like a really good spot that's not going to trouble us.
No.
Nobody's going to give us any grief. We get it up and there's a little bit of sun, although that sun's probably not going to be there for long. We might even dry it out a bit before we get in.
That's right. If it doesn't rain. See, wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. The weather app says it's not going to rain tomorrow.
No.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow night it's going to rain, but then we're not going to be in a tent, are we?
We'll have a big talk about this at some time. We'll do a special. We may even do it in 2 sessions, maybe next week. Just talk to everybody so we get a good time for everyone and just have a little chat about it and maybe reminisce over some of the stuff.
So Brenda says, buy something special for a treat. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
Ricky.
Ricky
says you'll have to get the bottle of champers.
That would be.
And Rick says, yay, hi guys. Hi, Rick.
Rick, can you believe it? I said to Michelle, should I ring Rick? Look at the weather. But I don't like to ring you every time we're being blasted by wind and rain.
It's sunshine now. Show him
look,
the sunshine.
Look at this, Rick. Look, this has just happened. Oh, I was on telephotos getting up. Look at that. Blue as far as the eyes can see. Look at that. Cornwall looks so lovely.
Charlie's girl too said, I've been watching on the TV from Montana. I had to get out the laptop to comment. I don't know how to comment on the TV.
No, thank you. Yeah, I know. It's not been gorgeous though, Rick. It's not been gorgeous. Basically, since we got up this morning, it's been bloody blowing a gale and raining. But look, I think it's blue. It's blue back there. Who moved the cloud?
With the engine.
Hey,
Trying to run the engine, that's all.
you couldn't get it started?
No, she started, but she won't find a rail, so I don't know whether it's the carburetor needs cleaning.
All right. Have you had it out for a while? Have you turned it over recently?
Yeah. No, I use it all the time.
What's happened with this weather? Where did the clouds just go?
I don't know. That's why I wasn't at work this morning.
Rick says, have you got the solar panel out?
Yeah. Oh, quick, get it. I don't need it, Rick. I've got enough power to get to the end.
We were only saying we were laughing about that. Well, we could have sent that back with Rick because he hasn't had it out.
Yeah, I haven't taken it out, Rick. I haven't taken it out since we saw you. Now, I love the Cornish guy. There's an old fella that passed us by earlier on when we were walking through, and he said, "How would you like the Cornish mist?" And we laughed. He said, "You've missed the sun."
He made us laugh, didn't he?
Made us laugh. Yeah. Which we haven't. We've got some. Oh, I'm staying here. Can we put the tent up here? We can walk a bit extra tomorrow.
We've got to make this sun come out tomorrow.
All right.
We have got to go, haven't we?
We have got to go.
Yeah.
We've got to get walking. So we're gonna set off, ladles and jelly spoons. We're gonna set off for our walk, and We will see you tomorrow morning. I reckon before midday.
Yeah, about 11:30.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Loved you all. Thank you very much for all your support.
Yes.
The super chats today, fantastic. Thank you to the new patrons and the PayPal payments that came through. PayPal.me/thanks Steve if you want to. If you don't, no worries about it. And we will talk to you from Land's End.
Yeah, tomorrow. Bye.
Take care. Don't worry, Rick.